My doctor comes in looking very serious. She sits down and says, "I'm so sorry. I'm sorry." And she's kind of stuttering and tears up. And she says, "You have cancer." And so I'm sitting there and I said, "Well, I don't really know what to do." And then I look at my watch and I said, "I'm supposed to have a dentist appointment in 15 minutes. Is it okay for me to go to the dentist?" And my doctor, who'd been crying, laughs and says, "It's okay, Betty, go to your dentist." So the beautiful part of the story in this community is I go to my dentist and I said, "I can't talk very much when I'm in the chair because I've just learned that I have cancer." So she takes my hand and she says, "You have so much positive energy. Everyone you tell about this will love you. They will send love and healing. Everything that will happen to you will be grounded in love." So I come out of my dentist and I'm kind of like, well, cancer's not so bad so far. Like I was just feeling just like she washed me in this care. My friend was also kind of funny, kind of was shocked, stood up, gave me a hug, went back and sat down and crossed her arms like this and says, "There's a whole bunch of this we can control. I'm going to set up a system where people can help you, and everybody you tell from now on, just give them my email and we'll set up a system." It was like magic. And I'm eternally grateful. I mean, this community cared for me for 6 months. It's a phenomenal thing to experience.
My first thing would be to say that you draw upon the most intimate people you have in your life that you feel completely comfortable with, and you ask them to be a part of this journey with you so that you're not alone. Everyone will ask you what can they do to help you, and you don't know the answers to those questions. We were trying to navigate our own emotions and our own feelings around death and dying and being told that you have a terminal illness. And the first thing that we said yes to was food. People bringing us meals, and it was a life-saving thread through the whole period of time. And that was the one thing I didn't have to do, was make meals. The community fed us. Each person will have something unique that they can offer.
It's hard for me to receive because I've been bustling about my whole life, fixing things and helping people. And so that's a big lesson. I think it's probably the biggest lesson of getting cancer is receiving. And I'm still not that good at it, but I'm getting better.
How does that feel? How's your legs?
My heels?
Your heels.
Yeah.
Have you still got some?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a start.
How's Tatiana today?
I'm good.
You worked this morning?
What helps a person cope is you ask for help. You have to ask for help. You'll have to come to a place in yourself where you can ask for help. I had to ask for help when I realized that I wasn't able to give John the care that he needed. Just couldn't.
I think you have to be aware of what's available and how to access it in a timely manner. I think meditation helps. I did the mindfulness group. It's an 8-week course through the physicians on the Sunshine Coast. It helps you to relax and be a little more clear-headed.
And if you ask and you don't get it, then you ask again. You have to be willing to be your own best advocate and be an advocate for the person that you're taking care of and love.
When we're getting information in general, we only absorb so much, and a lot of information for our palliative patients is really overwhelming. And so having an advocate to take notes so that someone can reflect later and be like, what? I don't remember what the doctor said or the nurse said at the visit, and then it's written down for them.
In terms of advocates supporting patients, I think the biggest thing is knowing what the patient wants and needs, and that communication is so very important. And so we can only ever be on the same page if we've already talked about it and we know what the patient wants. It can be your friend, it could be your family member, as long as they know what you would like and how you would like to go about it.
When we run into situations where a patient might not be able to speak for themselves anymore, that their advocate knows exactly what they want because they've talked about it multiple times, there's no questions, and they can really be that person's voice when they can't speak for themselves.
I have spent the majority of my nursing career working in palliative care. Walking into a situation where this person is as vulnerable as they're ever going to be, and being able to make a difference, to be able to alleviate suffering, is just the most meaningful work. The patient and family are dancers on a dance floor, and it is not our place to get on the dance floor with them and do the dance. It is our place to hold the space.
Hospice has been a wonderful help. The first call I made, I felt so listened to and so heard.
When I receive a phone call from a palliative client or a bereaved client, what I do is I just listen. I just match them where they are. I'm not trying to tell them what to do. I just want them to know that they're not alone in their journey. We match them with volunteers, and they can meet in a weekly basis with them. When we go to a client's home, we prepare. We take some breaths. We forget about what's going on with us. And then when you open the door of that house or of that hospice room or of the hospital, we are there for them, 100%. We build relationships with clients.
We were lucky to get the person we got. She's wonderful and also willing to see the real person behind the illness. She's gotten to know who John is. He has fun.
And then while I'm doing that, his wife is resting, or she really also benefits for my visits with John.
Over time, family and friends became more important to me. I began to realize how critical that was. But also for me, the whole natural world was incredibly important. And at that point, things like kayaking, walking, being in nature, trying to make sense of what had happened, make sense of being alone. Being able to go to hospice, attend a group, write out the story that Marlena and I had together, and to talk about her dying and what it was like to be with her as she died and what it was like to be with her after she died, to be able to share that with the people who were in the same boat. That's probably the biggest thing that we can offer one another is that sense that we're all in the same boat. We're all dealing with our own deaths. The death of people we love is inevitable. And if people can kind of stay connected to that and relate to each other in that way, it's hugely supportive, hugely supportive.